Oh, good for you. I'm glad you finally came out, Rimshee. Hey, everybody, welcome to Lesser Saints of Discord. I'm Jables. With me, as always, Rimshee and Sir is watching.
I get more. I would get more if I actually did, I'm sure.
Maybe. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. I said you were here.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
by
I'm
the
just
way, Rimshee, I
acknowledging.
forgot to tell you, my mom says hi.
Oh, Mrs. Jables. Mama Jables. I forgot that I was playing with a green, like, egg cup thing on a green, in front of a green screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you're very special, Rimshee.
Oh, you forget about the green screen after a while.
Yeah, you do. Anywho, just want to start with.
I don't know. What do you want to start with? We could start talking about video release schedules. Be our old curmudgeon selves.
Oh, yeah, TV show release schedules. Yes. So, binge or not?
Or we could talk about the Switch.
That is the question.
Oh, we can hit the Switch up later when there are more people here.
Yeah. That's hot news. Nobody cares about our takes.
Let's be
on
real.
TV
There's not.
shows and their
There's not
release
going to
dates.
be much people here.
Nah.
Speaking of TV shows and release dates, new season of South Park starts this summer. Super stoked about that.
Nice.
They dropped a trailer for it. Looks pretty good.
I still very much enjoy the Hebrew club that didn't actually watch South Park and used Cartman being excited to go to Hebrew club as part of their poster.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
TV show release shows.
in the canon of the show, when they become adults, Cartman becomes a rabbi.
That is funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that poster came out before that, so that makes it even funnier.
Oh yeah, sure.
But yeah, I know like my wife likes it when a show comes out so that she can binge it. She'll usually either watch a couple episodes and then lose track because she doesn't remember that it's coming out, or she waits till it all comes out, or it's a Netflix show, so it basically comes out all at once, and she watches it all in a binge method.
I'm a
Personally,
binger for some shows.
There are some shows where like I'll watch it week to week, and I'm sitting there going, man, this show would benefit from a binge release schedule. But most of the time, like, there are some shows that, like, the binge setup just does not work for them. And it's mostly how they do the shows that it just doesn't work, but I would so much rather see, I'd so much rather see an actual show coming out week to week, because it gives me something to look forward to the next week. Maybe that's just where I'm at. I need something to look forward to the next week.
And it also gives you time to process the episode and talk about the episode with other people.
Yeah.
You know, with the binge method, we don't really have like cultural moments. I'll use South Park as an example. In one of their earlier seasons, when they were going to reveal who Cartman's dad was, it was like some of the highest viewership Comedy Central had ever seen. You know, cultural moments.
Yeah. You know, like it was talked about at the time. It's like, and whether or not you think it was a good adaptation or not, I mean, it's besides the point. It was talked about at the time that Sandman was airing on Netflix. Is that like it really would have benefited from being like a week-to-week schedule so that people actually had time to sit down and digest and talk about what they'd watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find more
Um,
the older I get, the more shows I enjoy watching on a weekly basis as opposed to a binge basis. Maybe I'm just fucking old. I don't know.
No, I think it legit depends on the show. Like, I'm trying to think of a. Like, I'll just binge Criminal Minds. That doesn't really matter too much week to week. But a show that like has a through storyline that you kind of need to digest episodes, those should definitely be week to week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anything
like,
you have to digest. But I find that more and more shows fall into that you need to digest it sort of
Mm-hmm.
bracket than we realize.
Yeah.
So
A lot of cartoons
in that regard,
can
it's
just
like,
be dropped for binging.
Yeah.
let's talk about, because we always bring it up, but there were certain shows in our youth that were originally released week to week, but we kind of ourselves went back and watched a lot of it in like larger chunks later.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh god, yeah, I plowed
Or-
through that on streaming. To be
Or, for
fair though, part of
example,
that
big
was
example.
because even on reruns, you'd have to
finish.
watch it week to week.
Sir, I don't think Rimshee can hear you over the sound of his own voice.
No, I definitely
Yeah,
can't.
but the other major example that I was going to bring up that's relevant to all of us, and especially with Jables more recently, like say, I don't know, Deep Space Nine.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good show.
yeah, I ended up binging that show because, like, I wasn't watching it as it was coming out because it just wasn't exactly available to me. I mean, it was available to me, but I was young. My parents weren't Trekkies, so I had to figure out all this shit on my own.
Well, yeah,
Well,
but
even
like
TNG
Yeah, I
is
was
a
gonna
binge
mention that
show,
next.
too, because the big overarching storylines are so many episodes apart when they touch on them. Like, you kind of have to binge to keep the story going and fresh.
I will say this about shows too, though. Like, one thing that more modern shows are doing better, and I think it's starting to overcorrect at this point, is pardon me. The episode, how many episodes are in a season? You get 20, 24 episodes in a season. A lot of that could end up being just, oh, this is a random story that has nothing to do with the overarching story, and it causes the overall quality to go down of the entire show.
Yeah, but now it's like 7 to 10, and it's like, come on.
Exactly. We've overcorrected.
Yeah.
Like, 11 should be the minimum. I mean, there are some shows that do a really good job with just 8 shows. But for the most part, it should absolutely be, give it time to cook.
Mm-hmm. I think it also depends on the show. Because some platforms, they'll allow the people making the show, like, there's not a time constraint, because it's not like on TV you have to make it, if it's a half-hour show, you have to make it 22 minutes so that you have the 8 minutes of commercials during that half-hour block.
But
I was more. Show.
I was more driving towards the point of like, it's an experience that we never got.
Yeah.
Because like for example, like Jable's parents, it's like Like, the first episode of Star Trek The Next Generation aired on September 28th, 1987.
Mm.
The final episode of the show was in May of 94.
Yeah.
It's like, we simply weren't around to, like, watch these shows week to week. It was before us. So we don't really, like, we either, like, watch reruns, which are almost never in order. Like, it's just random episodes usually. Or you have to go back and watch it later through either, like, DVDs or streaming services.
Yeah. Oh, Dragon Ball Z is a really good example of that.
Where you have the
because-
option to just watch it in big chunks. Oh my god, I
Dragon
remember
Ball
watching
Z-
Dragon Ball Z week to week.
Yeah, week to
Yeah.
week, and then they would just start the season all over. Every time a new episode came out, they would just start the season all over again instead of just showing you the newest episode.
Yeah.
It was annoying as shit to watch Dragon Ball Z on Toonami and Cartoon Network.
Yeah. But like getting back to the how many episodes per season thing real quick. You'd see a lot of shows where it was like, yeah, we've got 20 episodes. Or we've got 24 episodes, and like half of those episodes were straight up filler. It was just there to add to the runtime. It had no real purpose to the show. And I'll give you an example of a show that kinda did this, but kinda didn't. Atla.
What?
There were some episodes that were purely just kinda there, but they actually had something to them.
Did you just shorten
despite that.
Avatar The Last Airbender to Atla? Did you just do that?
Yeah, it's.
I would
I'm
slap
not the first
fuck
one to
out
do
of
it.
you when I meet you.
I understand when typing it out, but put some respect on that name.
Um,
watching it
I
lately.
don't fuck slap you. That was bad.
You can shorten
yeah,
it to
well,
Last
the
Airbender,
original
I'll
is
take that.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, fair enough. It's all the other shit that's Atla.
I hate. I don't like when you say that.
Well,
I
you
viscerally
shouldn't,
do not
because I
like
mean the fucking M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong movie is Atla.
No, it's not.
No, it's Atla. It's
It's
not
just
Avatar:
called-
The Last Airbender. It's Atla.
No.
I hate you.
No. Avatar's not even in the title of it.
No.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
it's literally just The Last Airbender.
oh,
That's
is
the name of
even
the movie.
worse.
The Last Airbender.
That is
Yeah,
even
because
worse.
James Cameron wanted to make his Avatar movie. So-
Yeah. Which, sorry, James, but those movies suck. And the next one's gonna suck, too.
You know, I just never find
Anyway,
myself in
my
the mood
point
to watch Pocahontas.
was the original show was pretty good. It was great. It was a 24 episode show, and in those 24 episodes, there were some episodes that didn't do a lot. They were kind of just there, at least for the first season. Some of them did take some impact later on, or hold some impact later on, but the show as a whole was about 24 episodes. Technically, given that they were all half-hour episodes, once they did the live action Atla, that one, it had a half hour more, but I have not heard a lot of good things about it. I will not claim that it is worse or better. I have not seen it, or I at least have not seen most of it, but it hasn't done as much
I've seen
with those episodes, from what I understand.
Saw the
It
whole
has
thing.
an extra, hour, 2 hours of runtime, but it doesn't accomplish
And
the
they
same
accomplish
amount.
less.
Yeah.
In fact, there are entire plot points from the animated show that the live action just drops entirely.
Kind of. Yeah. It wasn't a bad show. I wouldn't say it was a bad show, though. It was different. It had none of the charm of the animated one, but...
Not a good adaptation.
Not a good adaptation, but not a bad show. As a show, it's fine.
I think
as an adaptation,
like people who are looking,
not great.
I can understand for people
They could
who
have
are
done
a
worse.
fan of
We
the
all know they could have
original
done
show.
worse.
Oh yeah, like it wasn't Cowboy Bebop. Christ.
It wasn't M. Night Shyamalan.
Which deservedly got canceled.
Yeah.
Hey, Y2K. Y2K, you should watch the show. It's really good. Not the live action one, the animated one.
Yeah, it's not so much about the show specifically.
Yeah,
It's just, it's being used as an example.
Yeah.
But even still, you know, like, it was Avatar: The Last Airbender was like one of those last great, like, it was one of those last great, like, kid shows that, like, actually had, you know, like, an overarching story to it.
Well, the reason why is they already had... It was only ever going to be 3 seasons. Period. They had a beginning, middle, and end to
Well,
the
yeah,
whole
because
story.
the creators knew what they wanted. They had it set up from the outset what they wanted to do, and they did it.
They gave themselves an out to just make it 1 season in case Nickelodeon didn't like it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they are going to get a second. They gave themselves an out for the first season, but other than that, it was always supposed to be just 3 seasons. Full story.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, like, this is especially a time where, like, you have, like, Nickelodeon, which is, like, getting ready to settle into, like, we've got SpongeBob now, so we really don't need anything else. We just have a license to print money until the end of time.
Y2K, are you in your 50s?
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Oh, old fuck. All right, now I got new fun stuff to make fun of Y2K about.
Like you didn't already have the beautiful ability to make fun of him for everything.
Canadian.
Hey, Y2K, my cousin's in his 30s, and he's just getting into the show now, so... It starts off really childish, but the stakes keep increasing as the show continues.
Yeah, the stakes are light to start with, and then they grow.
Yeah. It becomes like a really fully like fleshed out show. It starts off really childish though. I always have to give people that disclaimer.
Yes.
Like you gotta get through like halfway of the first season. You'll start seeing like little bits of how the stakes increase, but other than that, like, you know.
A lot of heavy shit gets covered in what's a kid show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which again, like, just goes to my point. It's like, just because something is for kids doesn't mean that it has to be childishly written. Looking at the fucking Minecraft movie that came out recently.
Oh god, you know what's funny
about
about that? I just watched a video someone took of the theater on base, wherever the base is. The line is straight up out the door for the Minecraft movie. Then it's in the theater and it's fucking full.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't. I knew as soon as they announced this, like, this movie's gonna make bank. Period. It's fucking Minecraft.
It already made over 157 million.
It's like it's got a massive built-in audience already. It's like this movie is gonna make money. It just is. Doesn't matter if it's a terrible movie. It's gonna print money.
Yeah. It's a kids movie.
Because Minecraft is a cultural juggernaut.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best-selling game of all time.
Yeah. Because it's also a timeless game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hands down.
Is it? Minecraft is great. It would have been really cool if this movie had actually borrowed from the fact it borrowed things that make Minecraft so great instead of what it actually did.
So, now that we're talking about video games and breaking records, you guys want to talk about Carl Jobst?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a primer so
Yeah.
that I can follow along, and anyone who
Okay.
doesn't know can follow along.
I was gonna do that. Carl Jobst is a YouTuber. Mostly covers a lot of speed runs and like world records for speed runs and things like that. Also, as like a side category of things that he does on his YouTube channel is he covers cheating scandals for speedruns and high scores and stuff. And included in that is Billy Mitchell, who cheated on his Donkey Kong high score on an arcade machine way back in the day. It's now been proven that he's done that. And Carl got him a lot of the time. And Billy sued Carl. And so here we are now. Now Carl has lost a lawsuit.
A defamation suit is what Mitchell filed against Jobst.
Yep. Now, me as somebody who follows Carl thought that this was about the whole cheating thing.
That's what pretty much everyone
was
thought.
Presented to his audience.
Also because Billy Mitchell is extremely litigious and sues everyone under the sun that says anything about him.
Yes. Yeah. Sir, you want to take it from here?
So, unlike what his audience was led to believe, and the thing here is that, like, his audience donated a bunch of money to him to cover his legal expenses because of this.
I donated $10.
The actual context of this defamation lawsuit had nothing to do with Billy's, like, scores or, like, anything he's done in gaming. No, the defamation suit comes from a comment that Jobst made in a video where he basically says that Billy Mitchell was almost directly responsible for the suicide of YouTuber Apollo Legend.
Yeah. That's what it was about. Had nothing to do with the cheating scandal or anything like that. It was Carl being like, Billy Mitchell is the reason why Apollo Legend killed himself.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Specifically, he says that, like, the financial burden that Billy Mitchell put on Apollo Legend by suing him is the reason that Apollo Legend ended up killing himself.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of problems with this. It was come out, and it's actually pretty public knowledge that no money ever exchanged hands between Billy Mitchell and Apollo Legend. Basically, their settlement was Billy told Apollo, it's just like, look, just stop talking about me, all right? Just stop bringing me up in your videos, and we'll leave it at that. If you start talking about me again, then I'll pursue damages. Just stop talking about me.
Yeah.
So that was their agreement. There was no financial hardship because of what Billy did, because Billy didn't collect anything. He didn't even collect lawyer fees from Apollo. You know, he got what he wanted. And, Apollo Legends made a both a note and a suicide, like a prior to suicide video, neither of which mention Billy in any capacity.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Carl, you fucked up. Fuck you.
Yeah,
For deceiving your audience like this.
You fucking lied.
He should be sounds like he should be sued for defrauding his audience at that point. Should be is
he was
different
always
than
really
will
vague.
be.
He didn't straight up say that Billy Mitchell was suing him about the cheating scandal stuff. He said that he was being sued by Billy Mitchell, and everybody assumed because he didn't give any more information.
And he allowed that perception to persist.
Yeah.
Whereas if he had been open from the start as to exactly why he was being sued, I don't think anybody would have supported him. Well, maybe some people might have, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, there would have been people that supported him because, I mean, there were people who will support their idols till death. But
you know...
Yeah, but this is how you lose trust in your community, though. Like, he was a trustworthy guy. He was busting a bunch of people cheating and stuff like that, and now he's lost my trust.
And the other thing is, like, you know, like, you've given, like, not only have you given, like, Billy Mitchell a win here, like, a legitimate win, but it's just like, you know, everybody knew that Billy Mitchell is kind of a man-child and a piece of shit who constantly sues everybody because he gets easily butthurt.
Yeah.
But it's like, you accuse this man of something horrific.
Yeah, it's not a win for Billy. It's not just a win for Billy Mitchell, but it's also a massive loss for you because now we don't know if we can
trust you. And he sued you because, understandably, like, I can understand Billy Mitchell in this case. It's just like, what the fuck do you mean I caused that person to kill himself? Why the fuck would you say that? Fuck you!
Yeah. Yeah, so now your audience can't trust you if somebody tries to sue you again. And, I don't know, we have to fact check everything that you say now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like...
That's not good for somebody that's trying to expose cheaters. Maybe you just have a vendetta against somebody now. I don't know.
Like, yeah, because you lied. You straight up lied about something. And not only did you lie about it, but you doubled down.
Lied.
Like, he didn't just lie about it, he also doubled down on it. And he continued
you're talking
to
about
make all kinds
the original actual
of videos throughout the course of the case. Which didn't help him, by the way, like continuing to make videos all throughout the litigation process. That really shot him in the foot as well.
That is a dumb move no matter what. Mm-hmm. You get into a lawsuit with someone.
Like, it was to the point where, like during the, verdict and whatnot, like, the judge actually dressed him down about the fact that he was basically, throughout the entire process, kind of being an insufferable piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Where, you know, like, he never backs down from anything, and he always assumes that no matter what, he's right in the situation. So Jobs lost his defamation lawsuit, and because of his behavior, was actually ordered by the judge to pay even more damages.
Yeah, he lost. It's like $500,000.
I think it was like $350,000.
Yeah. Close enough.
But when you account in, like, attorney's fees and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about $500,000. Probably in that ballpark. So, you lost your case, Carl, and you deserve to lose.
Yep.
And fuck you, I have no sympathy for you.
Yep. And I unsubscribed.
What you did was shitty. You were a piece of shit.
You can't be the guy that exposes cheaters and then lie when somebody sues you. So,
Especially after you said what you said,
Yeah.
which was disgusting.
and I hate Billy Mitchell.
I said, it's like, nobody reasonable really likes the guy, but it's just like, come on, dude. Like, why did you do that?
Yeah. All right. Want to move on to companies being shitty?
Well, yes. And let's move on to everybody's favorite company. It's just like, you make so much good. Why are you so awful?
Yeah. We're talking Nintendo.
Yup,
Twitch.
that's next up.
So the Switch 2 Direct happened this week. And then the week before,
Yeah, that's going to be a
their
recurring
final...
segment on this show. Just the goddamn it Nintendo section.
Yeah.
Like a week before the Switch 2 Direct, they had another Direct. It was kind of like their final Switch Direct.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of liked that one because it was just like, oh, you're doing some stuff that's potentially pro-consumer, depending on how that works. This is weird for Nintendo. What do you guys got going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then the Switch 2 Direct came out. And I was like, oh, wow, these games look pretty good. And then the prices came out. And I'm like,
Like, ooh.
And price for the console is not the thing I'm necessarily talking about. It's a new console. It can run at 120 frames per second. A lot of cool stuff going on with it. A lot of new hardware that they crammed into it. Well, that's fine. It's like game pricing, because that changes the entire industry.
Yeah.
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 Well, it either changes the entire industry or it provides another point of Nintendo being dumb in their choices.
Yeah. Well, a lot of... So... Alright, hold on. I'm trying to figure out where to start with this. So, Nintendo
That's
2
a good
Direct.
question.
The Nintendo Switch 2 actually does look pretty good. I was kind of stoked about it. Games
Looks like
that
a
are coming
fine
out
piece of
for it.
hardware.
A Bloodborne 2 that's not Bloodborne 2 that's going to be exclusive to it.
Oh man, that's not going over well.
What?
The Bloodborne announcement, that's not going over well.
Well, it's called Duskbloods. It's not Bloodborne 2. But
I know, but I was saying, like, at this point, it's like, I have a severe fear if, like, a PC port for the original Bloodborne is not announced in, like, the next 6 months, that Sony HQ might be burned to the ground.
yeah. They're only hurting themselves. Nintendo...
People are pissed.
Oh, yeah. So other things about... We should just talk about the Direct in general. They revealed... Yeah, let's do all the good stuff first, and then we'll talk about all the bad. And we'll talk about... Yeah. Talk about the Direct in general, talk about the good stuff, and then we'll get to all the bad stuff. That's what we should do. Okay. Super Mario Kart World looks awesome. I like the idea of in Grand Prix, when you finish the race, you have to drive to the next track. I think that's pretty dope. Keep things flowing. Plus, it has like free roam mode. That's fun.
Yeah, cut down on loading
They
screens
made
a bit.
They made an open world Mario Kart. Looks like fun. Silk Song finally was announced.
Mhm.
Let's see. Metroid Prime 4 looks really good.
Yep.
When the Switch is docked, it can go up to 4K, 120 frames per second. That's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. Or maybe it's 4K 60 frames or 1080p at 120. I forget.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, stuff that PC guys are just like, "Ugh, rookie numbers," but
It's fucking
Hey.
Nintendo, and it's a
Even
It's
PC
a-
guys
it's
look
a-
at the Switch and
yeah.
go, "Oh, that's cool."
yeah.
I'm talking specifically
Um,
just frame rate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get 5,000 frames per second on my PC. Yeah. Yeah, new Metroid looks good. Super Mario World looks good. New Donkey Kong looks fun. What else did they have? Oh, they're increasing the graphics and the frame rate for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. If you already own a game for the Switch, you can buy like an upgrade pack instead of just rebuying the game for the Switch 2.
That's good at least.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like nothing about this is like revolutionary. Oh, pardon me.
No. Oh, they built Discord into it now?
That's cool.
It's not actually Discord, but if you watch their demonstration of it, it looks like Discord. It's a Discord
That's
client
crazy. It's like
built into the Switch.
There's no way that they would build actual Discord into their hardware because it's just like, oh god,
No.
we've made a terrible
I think the
mistake.
communications are only, the communications are only for friends, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of their games are for kids, so I get that.
As you know, the lesser saints of Discord and having a lot of experience with Discord as a platform, shit be getting wild.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Discord can be a scary place sometimes.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, we've never had a person obsessed with porn go through the entire NSFW section because she wanted to preserve that section but wanted to get rid of all the TOS violating stuff. That's never happened.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
that was so funny.
Yeah, we don't know anything about the poop invasion.
That took like a week or two, too.
Yeah.
Can you guys stop adding stuff? I'm only like a month in. No. All right. Bad stuff about the
I don't know
Switch,
how I
too.
feel about the upgrade packs overall, though, because it's just like, so you guys didn't consider just straight backwards compatibility?
Well, it's to up-res the game and make it able to run in.
Yeah,
higher
it sounds
frame
like
rates.
it's more upgrading the game to run better on the 2 as opposed to just functioning on the 2.
Yeah, you can still just do straight backwards compatibility, but you can purchase the upgrade pack to have the Switch 2 version that is up-resed and can run at higher frame rates.
How much is that upgrade pack is the big question.
Honestly surprised that Microsoft hasn't done anything like that.
I was actually going to look at that this morning, and then I got distracted by something else.
Because you would think, like that, like the arbiters of like corporate greed and like the tech world, like Microsoft would have come up with something like that first.
Almost surprised Apple didn't figure out a way to do it. They don't even do games.
It's looking... it's looking like it's going to be like $10 to $20 for the upgrade pack.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Probably depending on the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Yeah, and it is strictly optional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question. What are the cost of the games themselves?
80.
Well, yeah, this is where we're getting into the bad section.
Yeah. 80.
No, thank you.
$80. Yeah, they're $80 games.
And they know that they're still going to get people who actually pay for that because parents don't pay the fuck attention.
Well, it's also the fact it's like another reason why they can be so confident in this, you know, like with launching the Switch 2 is, you know, like just look back at the Nintendo Switch itself. Compare it to every other competitor on the market. Nothing else offers what the Switch does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steam Deck kind of does. But it's not a dedicated console.
Yeah. Also, it's not as readily like visible in the public eye, like, you know.
Yeah, and it's also a lot more difficult.
The Steam Deck doesn't
like,
have the marketing budget.
Yeah.
It's not as accessible.
Yeah. Nintendo's accessible, plug and play, go, you're golden. Nintendo's also adding a camera. Well, you can buy a camera accessory. It's like the old PS2 iToy.
Or the Game Boy Icon.
Or like all of the old accessories for the Game Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The dock. Another good thing. The dock has an Ethernet plug for it. And it has a built-in fan to keep your system cool when you're running at 4K 60 frames per second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the thing is, it's like some people could say it's like, you know, like
I have a couple more good things. You know, if mouse controls with the Joy-Cons.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and they're magnetic instead of on rails. And I've heard good things about the magnets from people that are
positive and a negative.
I know a couple people that went to some of the hands-on stuff that Nintendo was having this last week, where you could like go in and play it and like test out the magnets and stuff like that. And those magnets are like really, really, really on there. Super strong magnets.
I was going to say, you know, it's like, you know, like just like the magnets, because like I have one of those Alienware wired mouses that has like interchangeable side panels, and they're magnets, and you have to actually pry those sons of bitches off, and that's just on my mouse.
Yeah, our magnet technology has improved a lot since the 90s.
Well, like I said, I could see it being both a negative and a positive. It does depend.
How do you see it being negative?
You know, like, unlike the rails,
it drops, then shit goes everywhere as opposed to staying attached. But I mean, at the same time, shit drops with the Switch. It's possible you break the rail on your Joy-Con instead of it just coming free.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think you dropping it and it just coming free because it bounced off the magnet somehow.
Yeah, that is a different. That's a location-based thing.
If you're a broken rail.
If you're talking like right next to a cliff because for some reason you wanted to game while hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah, some reason you wanted to game while.
You gotta finish this thought, dude.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted for a moment. If you wanna game while hiking, well then you're dealing with the issue of you've got to you could potentially have it fly off the cliffside. Or it could fall into anywhere you are. If it could potentially fall into something, it could potentially fall into something if it flies off. Whereas a rail would at least keep it attached.
On there. Like you can't just pull them off. Like from what I've heard from people that have tried it out, like you can't just like pull them off or anything. They're pretty strong magnets.
All right. I'm not saying one way or the other. I haven't.
Also, if you drop your
Joy-Con
off, if you drop your Joy-Con off a cliff, that's on you. I'm not.
I could see some parents getting real pissed. Why the fuck did you bring this up here? Ah!
Yeah, be a better parent. No, but that's your only negative is you might drop a Joy-Con off a cliff?
What the
No,
fuck, Discord? I was not AFK.
I gave that as a fucking example, and then we focused on it. I didn't say it was my only one.
Okay, give me another negative.
Did anyone hear what I said?
No.
No.
What was the last thing I was talking about?
I don't know. We started talking about Rimshee going hiking with a Switch and dropping his Joy-Cons off a cliff accidentally because magnets.
Oh yeah, like, yep. What I was going to say before Discord decided for some reason that I was not talking and kicked me out. What I said is that I vote that we label Rimshee's like whole hiking hypothetical as extremely specific and also stupid, and therefore should be ignored.
And user error and dumb and retarded and gay.
Look, I haven't dealt with the magnets. You haven't dealt with the magnets. You're going based on secondhand. I'm just saying that if they do it right, sure, it's great. But given the lack of information we have, I could see it being either a negative or a positive.
Okay. Well,
I think it's just going to be a strict quality of life improvement. I don't really see a downside to it.
Me neither.
Also, it does show this little protrusion on the inside. Is that I could see that breaking real easy if that's still there. If it isn't just like pressure contacts as opposed to something that actually slides into the Joy-Con.
I don't it's deep set in there. I don't see that being an issue either.
Yeah, they looked like inset magnets.
Oh, I'm not talking about magnets. I'm talking about contacts.
Yeah. No, there's like a little contact thing inside there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, from what I saw, I mean, they protrude inside there, but that could end up breaking off if it's not designed right. Again, we don't have hands-on. I can't tell you for sure. These are just concerns based on visuals I saw on a computer screen.
Yeah, don't stick a screwdriver in there and try to break it. You'll probably be fine.
Yeah. This console's been in development for almost 5 years now.
Yeah. And
trust the engineers. Yeah.
I mean, like
engineers.
in a couple decades, the magnets might start losing their strength. I think that might be a bit of a downside. You know, if you're buying it as a retro console.
All right, if you want to just make fun of me, we can move on. I stand by what I said.
Okay.
Like, I don't have the damn thing in hand. I don't have the damn thing in hand, so these are potential issues I could see. Based on what minimal shit I have seen. Yeah, I'm probably wrong on a bunch of these. It doesn't mean that based on what little info I have, these couldn't potentially be concerns.
But Rimshee, we're not just making fun of you. We're making fun of you while giving you the more information.
Yeah, except you're not. You're telling me what you've heard from other people, so that's secondhand information.
Trusted source.
I don't know the source, so how do I trust the source?
Do you trust me? Nah, that's a bad question. Don't answer that.
As soon as you said it, it's just like, nah, I should have said that. That was a mistake. My bad.
Okay. Another downside, they have this whole thing. It's like a game where you just like walk around a model of the Switch in game, and you learn about all the things about it. And they are charging for it instead of having it be pack-in.
Are you fucking serious?
Stupid.
Yeah.
That is
God.
disgusting.
Yeah, an overglorified game manual thing. Yeah, that they're charging for. Even Wii Sports was free, and that game's fun as fuck.
And this is just walking around it? That's fucking bullshit.
Yep. And it's a paid thing. It's probably only going to be like $10, but nobody's going to buy it. That's the type of thing that you pack in so that people can see all the features of it, not something that you make people purchase.
Yeah, I remember when I turned my Xbox One on for the first time, and the console's just like, okay, we're setting up your Xbox now. Here's how everything works. $5, please. Oh, wait, that never happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to make a point earlier about like the $80 games prices thing. The problem here is that from a consumer mindset, it's just like, well, like, can't other like companies or whatever just like try and kneecap Nintendo here by not following that same pricing model? I'm like, but that doesn't really work with Nintendo, because you're not going to get Super Mario or like Mario Kart World on other consoles. If you want that, if you want Metroid Prime 4, like you want these games, you have to get the Switch 2. You don't have any other choice because nobody else has it.
Well, the big problem about
and Nintendo knows that nobody else has it.
But the big problem about the pricing is that other companies look towards Nintendo. Nintendo's supposed to be the accessible system for parents to buy for like their kids or for the family and stuff like that. So Nintendo's notoriously they've mostly up until recent years been relatively cheaper both in consoles and games, and other companies will charge a little bit more than Nintendo because they know that they are technically offering more. And because these other companies know that they are offering more than Nintendo can necessarily deliver, they can charge a little bit more. And since Nintendo is now charging more than these other companies currently are, now other companies are going to be able to charge even more if people are willing to pay these prices for Nintendo Switch games. Oh, and hold on, I have a pet peeve real quick. People keep bringing up the $100 Grand Theft Auto 6 thing. It's like, it's definitely going to be $100 now. I expected it to be $100 anyways. They've been working on it for fucking ever, and it looks massive and awesome. And Rockstar does a really good job with the GTA games to make them really full of all sorts of shit to do, and you're going to spend decades playing that game. I think it's worth $100.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when it comes out if it's worth $100.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is absolutely one of those games you do not pre-order. You shouldn't pre-order games in general, but like at this point,
especially like when you're like me, like I'm a guy who's definitely in the fuck Rockstar camp. I fuck that company. Do not trust them.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's like they have fucked you guys over so many times. You keep going back. You don't learn your fucking lesson.
Yeah.
There's also a huge difference between a pre-order and an early access. A pre-order, you don't even get to see the game.
Yeah, you're just getting more money.
It's just you're just paying money to have it when it comes out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a discount or anything like that.
Yeah,
I might consider it if it was a discount, but even then. Whereas early access,
I don't
that's something you
necessarily
see
like
more
early
on Steam.
access either.
No, if
It
Like, I don't
depends
like
on
the
the
early
game.
access model either, because you're basically most of the time just paying to be a beta tester.
Yeah, but I mean, it does depend on the game too, and there are times when you put out the game, you're trying to get money to secure or to finish the game. Putting it out on early access can help. It can also, like you said, you are basically a beta tester, so it does sometimes help with sorting out what exactly you want to put in the game. But
Yeah.
I would avoid some of these games that are just, hey, I'm on early access for 2 fucking years, and I haven't been updated for the past 17 months, or fucking
Yeah, because some people
23
basically
months.
it's just like, why would I ever release this game? People are still paying for it, and I don't have to do
Yeah.
anything.
But
Yeah.
there's a huge
That's
difference
another
between
thing I don't
that
like
and
about early
games like
access.
Subnautica. Subnautica is one of those examples of early access done right. Because it actually helped drive the development of the game in specific directions. They got feedback. They did a whole bunch of that sort of stuff as a result of early access. They released the whole game as a completed game as a result. I don't know how you guys feel about Subnautica. I enjoy it. But that's one of the successes, I would say, having to do with
I never
early access. But yeah, for every Subnautica, there are a billion of these cash grab. Oh yeah, it's in development. We swear, despite not having been updated in the past 2 years.
That's why Steam is starting to
ever
crack down now.
ever since we entered the age of digital and day one patches, I've been anti pre-ordering. But before that, when it was just purely physical, game had to be done. Yeah, go ahead, pre-order your heart out. Back in those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, now no, never.
The
pre-ordered.
fact that they can now release,
I'd say even wait a week after it comes out before you even buy it.
The fact that they can even release a game, that isn't complete and complete it 3 months after it's been released is absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Like,
got to be a law against that.
I will say that a prime example of this would be Cyberpunk 2077. That was a mess for 2 years before they did the official, before they did the 2.0 release, which should have been the original release. That being said,
yeah,
Cyberpunk was actually a pretty good game from the start. It just wasn't complete.
Yeah.
And they took advantage of that. It's one of those rare examples of a game that's great, but could have been a lot better and could have been received a lot better had it actually been properly done.
Yeah. So the thing is that just like also like distribution models and like services have changed over time. Like I paid full price for both Doom's remake and Doom Eternal. I am not going to be dropping $80 for Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm going to play it on Game Pass.
That's fair.
Because I can't justify spending that much just for a physical copy.
Y2K has a great example. Eco Global Survival. It was in early access for 7 years, or for 6 years, before getting its 1.0 release last year. And he's been playing it for 7 years as a result.
Yeah.
But it was constantly being updated, and it actually came out.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it, you know, like. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I say, like, sometimes it is worth, you know, like Rags was talking about on the recent EFAP they did on the Minecraft movie. He's like, you know, like, He's like, I was playing Minecraft, like back when they were still developing the game. He's like, when they first opened up the beta for it. He's like, and I'm still playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes early access is worth it. Like, even if it's not the perfect game and it takes a while to come out, sometimes it's worth it if it ends up with a really good game by the end.
I played in the Halo Reach multiplayer beta.
Mm-hmm.
It was great stuff.
Okay, so back to shitting on Nintendo.
Yeah. Which is getting easier to do with each passing year.
Yeah. Which is so sad.
Yeah, if I get a Switch 2, I'll probably buy secondhand. So the money doesn't go to them. The day after the Nintendo Direct, they did a Treehouse, which is Nintendo's little thing where they just show you longer gameplay of the games, like how everything actually works within the games that they announced. And the entire chat all day was just filled with everybody saying, drop the price. Drop the price. That's it. All day long. So we'll see what's going on.
It's like,
they also
this is
delayed...
cool and everything. What's it going to cost?
Yeah. Pre-orders for the console were supposed to start this week, and they're delaying the pre-orders for the console now too.
Yeah, because they're feeling like they're gonna get hit hard by this shit.
Tariffs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tariffs, but also they're gonna be. I mean, that's part of it, but they're also probably gonna get feel like they're gonna get hit hard by the it's got to be dealt with this way. Oh, it's $80 for the games. Yeah, that's gonna drive some people away, and I think they're trying to distance a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's like this Razor Fist said. It's like, he's like, there are people who are idiotically attributing like this to like the tariff announcement. It's just like guys, it was like 3 days apart. This console's been in development for 4.5 years. Nintendo is known for a while kind of what the ballpark price point they've wanted for this thing.
Oh no. Yeah, I think. Well, no, I think delaying the pre-orders is a weird choice, though. I don't think that has necessarily much to do with the backlash. Unless they're deciding how to change the packaging to save some money or something.
That or something's going on internally with Nintendo that we're just not privy to.
Yeah, because...
Which is totally possible.
Yeah, well, they don't have Reggie to, like, come out and talk to the people like he used to. I miss Reggie now. They haven't made any public statements so far, and they need to jump on that pretty soon. Because right now, everybody's own narratives are starting to go out there. Like, there was a whole thing about Mario Kart World costs $80 digital but $90 physical. That's not true. It's $80 both physical and digital. But like that whole narrative started going around and shit. Like way too much. Yeah, they need to just, even at all the hands-on events, none of the people were allowed to talk about the pricing at all or give any information on that because Nintendo hasn't released their own public statement.
And the longer they wait, the worse the perception's going to get.
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad. Been almost a week.
Yeah, at this point, they're
now
either
you got
being
people
indecisive.
speculating. It's like, are they holding off because they think it's going to piss everybody off? Or are they like having internal discussions like, can we release it at this price in this market? What would that do to our perception?
it makes it look like they're either being very indecisive or they're waiting for this all to blow over before they go forward.
Well, you can tell that they knew that there's going to be backlash from the pricing for everything because they left all the pricing out of the Nintendo Direct. So right afterwards, everybody started looking up how much is it going to cost.
That was a worrying sign in the Direct.
Yeah, I think they
made
were
no
hoping
mention of
everybody.
price.
I think they were hoping everybody was just going to be stoked about all the games, which all the games look really fun for the most part. All the games that I would be interested in general look awesome. But yeah, I think they were just hoping everybody would be stoked about the games and the new hardware and just keep talking about that. But when you're a consumer and when it's coming out in a couple of
right
months,
now,
even if you're like
and it's coming
incredibly loyal type,
you need to start making decisions on how you're going to save money for this new thing so that you can get the console and the games that you want. How much money do I need to save for this? What do I need to cut out so I can start putting money away so I can afford this thing? You need to let people know about the price, and instead of letting us all just go to the internet and scour it for information, need to make that public from the company. Otherwise, we're going to come to our own conclusions, and now you're fucked because now everybody else has the narrative and you've lost it.
Yeah, and like it's like at this point, it's like you're losing potential launch revenue the longer you wait.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did at the end of the Direct. First thing I did was look up how much it cost, and I lost all motivation to talk about how cool the games were.
Reasonably
also,
so.
Nobody else was talking about how cool the games were looking, so it was just like I can't. Nobody else seems to want to talk about anything but the price.
Yeah, it's like the fact that you were so to the point of being almost, I would say it was to the point of being suspicious, just how much they went out of their way not to mention anything regarding price. It's just like, what are you doing? What do you not want us to know?
Move. That's not a good
I wasn't suspicious. I didn't think anything of it. I just looked up the price because I just wanted to know the price.
I was suspicious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I wasn't suspicious of anything.
Like,
I was just curious.
It's like this is all cool. Like all this looks cool. It's like you sure are putting a lot of emphasis on just how cool all these first-party games are. How much is this going to cost?
Yeah. Yeah, if they just drop the price $10 on the games and make that manual game a pack-in instead, I think they will gain back a lot of consumer
just
trust.
Like the fact that the digital costs the exact same as the physical is just like, that's kind of ass.
I mean, it's kind of always been like that.
Yeah, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
I still don't like it.
Oh, I don't like it either.
Yeah. But still.
You're not alone.
Not a
but
trend I
it's
support.
At least it's not something new.
Yeah.
It's not a new fuck you from the company.
You want to know about the new fuck you from the company, though, Rimshee?
Oh, of course I do.
Not all of the physical copies have the full game on them. They have a license. You're purchasing a license to use the game, and then you still have to download the game. But you still have to have the cartridge in because there's your license.
I mean, it makes sense. It's coming from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it makes sense because of Nintendo. At the same time, it's just like, I fucking hate Nintendo.
Fucking hate Nintendo. If they didn't make such fun games and consoles, fuck Nintendo in general. But if they didn't make such good games and consoles, I would not. They'd be dead by now. Like, their only saving grace is the fun you can have playing their games.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
I was playing my Nintendo Switch this morning.
They've built a fucking cult.
Yeah.
Because their games are really fun.
But even the cult is cracking.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, we've talked about before, it's like, you know, like, Nintendo fans are willing to be exploited to a disturbing degree at times.
Yeah, but I think it's the prices that really is breaking the cult, because Nintendo has always been the accessible console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to break a parent's wallet to get something for their kids. And it's not going to break your wallet if you're an adult and you just want some fun, goofy games to play.
It's like, you know, Nintendo used to be more subtle about how they broke your wallet.
Yeah.
They used to be a bit more insidious about it. I mean, look no further than the fucking amiibo bullshit.
Yeah.
They made so much fucking money off those little plastic pieces of shit.
Yeah, but at least you got like a little figurine, and that little figurine did stuff within the game as well. At least you're paying for something. You're getting something out of it.
Well, yeah, I said, but like I said, like, they used to be more subtle about how they were like sucking the money out of your wallet.
I wouldn't call that insidious. I'd just say, like, you want some bonuses? Buy a bonus. Yeah.
But now it's just like, as you say, like launching like launch game prices at like $80. People are just like, I don't know, man.
Well, people are just now getting used to a $70 game price for PC and other console games.
I ain't used to it.
Nintendo's gonna come in and go 80.
Fucking used to it. Fuck that noise.
I said people are just starting to. People in general. I'm not saying you guys. I'm just saying in general, people are just starting to get used to $70 prices. And yeah.
Especially when it's $80 on top of proprietary hardware in order to play the game, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
at any price.
Yeah. I don't necessarily have a problem with the Yeah, so the price for the console is $450. It's $500 if you bundle it with Mario Kart World.
Yeah, that's not an issue. I mean, it's kind of it's a lot, but consoles are a lot these days. It's
about
not even the worst thing.
It's more than I expected, but not more than I would be willing to deal with necessarily.
Yeah. For the console. The moment you tack on a $80 game on top of that, yeah, you're getting it for $50 if you bundle it.
Yep.
Okay. It's still $80 separate, and all the other games are going to be $80. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
that's where the problem is.
It's like that's the thing. It's like it's like people have to ask themselves, it's like, am I willing to drop nearly $600 just because I want to play a new Mario Kart and Metroid Prime 4?
No.
Oh, don't forget you have to purchase the Pro Controller, which is another...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know how much their Pro Controller is. Hold on 1 second.
At least make me look somewhere else while you're sticking my hand in my your hand in my wallet. Jesus.
Like, Nintendo, no!
Yeah, the longer you wait to release the game prices, the worse it's gonna look. Because at best, people are gonna assume, oh, they saw, especially at this point, oh, they saw this coming, so they were just trying to wait it out. If you keep it at $80, if it goes down to 70 or even $60, hell, if it goes down to 50, they're gonna go. It doesn't matter the price. They're gonna go, oh, they're just reacting to the backlash. There's no real good about this. They're not doing anything to assist it.
The price for the Pro Controller has not been released yet.
Of course
That's
not.
even worse.
Yeah.
It's gonna be $100, $200.
I'd say it'd probably be like 80 to 90.
Yeah, I'd say that's a safe starting point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
80 to 90 is a safe starting point. Agreed.
So now you're looking at Pro Controller, Switch 2 bundle pack.
Ignore the.
Plus-
Let's talk about Metroid. Let's just go with Metroid for that situation. Because that's not bundled.
Yeah, so if you just get base console plus Metroid.
Yeah, base console. Because that's going to be cheaper. And let's just assume you don't care about Mario Kart for whatever reason.
Yeah.
That's still
Yeah, so you're looking at $530.
that's still $530 for
Exactly.
a console with one game.
Yeah.
Yup.
I gotta say, man, that's pretty steep.
Like, I was actually considering getting the Wii 2. Now, at this point,
The Switch 2?
yeah, the Switch 2, sorry. Not the Wii 2. God. I was thinking about getting the Switch 2. I was thinking about trying to convince the wife that we should get the Switch 2. Instead, I'm looking at this and thinking, it ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it.
I remember back when my dad got me and my sister the original Xbox console.
Mm-hmm.
And that came packaged with a game. Like, actually, it came packaged with two games. There were two games on the same disc. Two entire games. You had Sega GT 2002, which was a racing sim, and you had Jet Set Radio Future.
Yeah.
And, like, that
Fuck yeah,
just
Jet Set
came
Radio
with the
Future.
console, like two full games.
Yeah, I remember getting I purchased for myself a refurbished Xbox original. And I had so much fun with that fucking console. Like, I still have it.
Mhm.
It's somewhere in this room.
I still have mine. It stopped working. I'm probably going to have to take it apart and see if something in there hasn't melted or if it's just full of dust.
Yeah. I still have mine. It's right over there in a box.
Yeah, it was great. Like, before I even had any other games, it's like I got so many hours just playing the two games it came with.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like a lot of value's been lost over the years.
Everything's been going up.
Yeah. Well, I think Nintendo is facing so much backlash from everybody else that they're reconsidering a lot of stuff. Lower the console price by $50 and lower the game prices by 10. And you'll get everybody back and they'll fucking buy it all.
It's like,
you guys have more money than God. You'll be fine.
I was going to say, it's like, you can't make the excuse like, oh, but like, you know, like the money is just like, the Switch printed fucking money for you guys. Fucking
The Switch is
printed
the best-selling console of all time.
You
And
cannot
before
tell me
that,
that you
PS2.
guys can't afford to, like, consider lowering prices. Oh, fuck you, no.
You can do
you
more
know
than
how well
consider
this
lowering
could.
prices.
It's like you know how well this could do if you pitch it right, if you
Yeah.
price it right. You're just fucking around right now.
Look at how well the Wii did. You couldn't. It was so hard to buy one for like a year and a half after it initially came out.
And the thing is, like, that's really the best example, like, in Nintendo history for me is the Wii's, because, like, I remember before it even came out, a lot of people were skeptical.
Mhm.
They're like, "What? This movement control shit? That's not
But
going to
it
catch
came
on.
with-
That's going to be super niche."
But it came with Wii Sports, which was essentially the tech demo, and it worked so well. Just
Well,
as
that
a
was the
tech
thing. It's
demo
like
game.
it worked
That-
so well, was so refined for what it was at the time, that
Yeah.
every motherfucker immediately starts scrambling. Like Sony tried their fucking Move shit, which was awful. Then you had Xbox with the fucking Kinect.
Yep. Yeah.
Like they all got caught fucking flat-footed
Yeah.
because the Wii exploded.
Yeah. And
Like my
Nintendo's
grandmother,
still-
like one of my cousins, when he went to get his, he went with my grandmother, and like the GameStop employee literally walked them back to the car with a steel pipe in his hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Nintendo still
of
has
how many
time to
people
turn
got
this around.
robbed in parking lots for Wii's.
Nintendo still has the opportunity to turn this around, and I hope that they do. But
yeah, but
they
that
just
window is
don't-
closing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they haven't had.
They need to do something fast.
Yeah, they haven't had to deal with like backlash or anything like that in a while now. It's been a long time since they've
They
had
got-
to deal with any backlash.
They
And
got
they lost
complacent.
all their PR guys that
So-
would talk to the public.
They
Yeah.
got complacent. I say, like, Nintendo, like the cult of Nintendo, like they are obnoxiously devoted to absurd degrees at times, but even they have limits.
Mhm. Maybe they're just trying to.
And the longer you
convince-
wait,
maybe they're trying
the
to.
more you're testing that.
Maybe they're trying to find how much money it'll take to get Reggie to come back and be like, "Hey guys, Nintendo made some mistakes."
Yeah, it's like they get Reggie to come back. He just like takes one look around like Nintendo's corporate offices and like looks at all the stuff that they have planned and like everything that's been going on. It's just like, what's wrong with you? And then he walks out.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as I know. Yeah, nothing. They need to say something. By Tuesday at the latest, they need something.
Yeah, they're
'cause,
pretty much fucked if they don't say something by Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if they decide at this point to go like radio silent for a month, that's gonna be like, ooh god.
Ooh, another thing is they haven't dropped the price on the original Switch yet either.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like you're not gonna continue selling this thing for full price, right?
Of
Mhm.
course they are.
Right.
It's Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Yeah, honestly, the
Right?
fact that the response could easily be, "Of course they are," it's Nintendo, is kind of just telling.
Yeah.
Like that. Not only could that be the answer, it's a completely believable answer.
Yeah, they just want to make really fun games and fuck everybody that loves the games.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest business model I've ever heard of.
The fact that it still works as well as it does is absolutely insane.
They're
Yeah, it's
really
like-
fun
like-
games. I was just playing Super Mario Odyssey this morning.
Just like, thank you for buying our products. Fuck you and your whole family.
Yeah. We're gonna make you sign this contract, so if you get married, we have the rights to impregnate your wife, so it's actually our firstborn son instead of yours.
Yeah, we joke,
Yep.
but the issue is people could actually see Nintendo doing that shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, and it is a culture thing. The upper management of Nintendo is aggressively Japanese, and it
Yeah.
shows.
Well, that's why they try to go after everybody, or did for a while, for even just like streaming the games, because Japan doesn't have any
Mhm.
fair use.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
just
like,
like
no, that's our content. You're not allowed to stream that.
the way that they treated the Smash community.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absurdly Japanese.
Completely
like-
sabotaging completely sabotaging that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like no understanding of like how people playing your games is actually a good thing for you, that it promotes your products. It's like, no, we're not making money off that. Stop them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of insane. But
Just
also,
not understanding like what a gaming community is.
yeah,
Like I said, you know, like they like the corporate culture of Nintendo is aggressively like old school Japanese business culture. They are incredibly out of touch.
Yeah.
which is so insane considering the games they make.
Yeah, and it was like, oh yeah, during the direct when they were announcing the in-game chat and stuff, they were talking about it like it was revolutionary and a brand new thing. It's like, guys, I've just been playing Switch with my friends using Discord.
Yeah.
Because they had that shitty
It's
app
just
for
like-
the Switch, and that's how you're supposed to talk through your phone to your friends through an app made for the Switch or whatever.
And so you know, like
It's
that's the thing that like people need to understand. It's like the people who actually work on Nintendo's first party games, like the actual like creators, like the game devs and directors and stuff, they are a different animal from Nintendo corporate.
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's like they're passionate. They clearly care about the stuff they put out. That's why they continue to make great game after great game, because they care. The corporate aspect of Nintendo, entirely out of touch. Fucking hates consumers.
Why you don't give us money for nothing?
Like, and that's the thing, is like, the people making Nintendo games
So-
understand why people play Nintendo games. The people that are selling the games don't. And they don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it makes money.
All right. That's been our show. Fuck Nintendo. Hopefully there's an update by next week that we can share with you
A
guys.
good
Mhm.
update.
Yeah.
Yeah, because time's ticking, Nintendo. You're on the clock. You need to answer.
Yeah, you're running down the clock and it's not gonna be good. If there is no update, that's worse than having a bad update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week.
Yep.
See you
have a good
guys.
one. Same time, same place. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, bye.
Oh, actually, you know what? I may not be here next week.
Okay. Maybe same time, maybe same place. We don't know yet.
It'll either be next week or the week after. Later!
We'll figure it out. Maybe.